Hello, hello, and welcome to another match of the Settlers 4 World Championship 2025. Now we are in the 2-2 bracket, 5th round of the Swiss stage, and on the left side we have Pralex playing as the Teal Roman, and on the right side we have SF Evolution playing as Random Civ, which is Vikings. He's playing Vikings, White Vikings. And yeah, I have zero clue what he's gonna do, because he used to play lots of wacky builds. I'm most excited about the build that SF Evolution is gonna be playing here. Pralex, I'm assuming, very standard build-up. Hopefully he's not gonna get rushed like he did by RKS on his last match that I also casted. Was quite a fun match to watch. And yeah. Vikings against Romans, I'm very happy about the fact that we don't have a mirror matchup. And Vikings have quite a lot of potential to do some more interesting strats with some Axe Warriors, Swordsmen and a Blood Rush into the flank and stuff like that. Yeah. So far, 3 small houses. Is this weaponsmith or toolsmith already? These are definitely swords. We see some lumberjacks and foresters. 2 medium houses, 3 small houses to get some settlers really fast. And this is for the efficiency. Toolsmith. Stone mine we're seeing on Pralex's side, and the Viking SF Evolution is also going for the stone mine. Interesting, I've definitely heard about the fact that the stone mine is not needed or anything like that. For the Vikings, probably isn't, but also tends to be incredibly efficient. Now, I heavily dislike seeing the stone mine this early. You still have plenty of stone, and your wood economy only needs wood. And since it only needs wood, there's no real reason to get stone already. Like, your sawmills need 1 single stone, while your foresters and woodcutters don't need any stone. So you can just expand your building economy at the start of the game insanely fast, and you don't need any stone. You're just building foresters, lumberjacks and sawmills. You don't need stone. Yeah, on the other, we also see that the poolsmith finished way before the iron smelter, which is very unfortunate, not what you'd like to see. He's making the pioneers to pioneer the last little bit of distance towards the mine. On the other side, we are seeing that Pralex already has his 2 towers built and placed the iron mine already. Is connecting the land, and the coal mine is gonna follow soon with I think it could have been like a bit earlier, but probably still a very decent time. Will probably be around like 3:30 till these have enough space, digged up enough space to build or place the coal mine. First wood is being carried over there. I'd like to see some of the geologists be turned into settlers, to be turned into builders. But it doesn't seem to be something he is currently trying to do. The wood reached now the iron mine, and now some builders from down here probably are going to run all the way up here, delaying those mines quite a bit. Now the coal mine was placed, and the coal mine is the mine that will be the bottleneck here. Almost certainly, so if he does it for that with the geologist, that would already be helpful. Now on, yeah, SF Evolution still has... So, oh, okay, interesting. So he just made the pioneers and is gonna pioneer across the mountain, I assume. And it's just gonna take the last bit with the 3rd tower. His toolsmith and iron smelter didn't stand that early. Still, this is really late compared to pioneering the rest of the distance. Yeah, the first little bits are standing here. Already adding quite a few sawmills, or not that many lumberjacks. Like right now we have like 4 per row here, so 12 plus 2 more extra, and I guess this is like something here as well. So it's like 14 on 7 sawmills. We don't need 7 sawmills for 14 lumberjacks. I've seen storage at the mountain. Builders have managed to run all the way up here. And these builders are now coming in as well. They are delayed, as I said, like they needed to walk all the way. He didn't turn a geologist into settlers / builders then. Right now staying on 4 sawmills, 5 stone cutters and a stone mine. I think that's quite a lot of stone production. I don't think you need that much, but maybe I'm just misjudging it. And you do have the tools for it anyway, so it's not like it really hurts you. Like right now we're gonna see the farms come up as you have the tools for the farms and also the resources right now to build them. While if you build more building economy, you don't yet have all the tools. Toolsmith is about to be done with producing tools until the mines are working, until the miners in the mine. Which is, like both of them are done. The miners start running. One of them is there, that's one of the coal mine. And he, yeah, probably did stop-start to, yes, get the meat and bread already carried there. Would be very clean and smooth running. Now I think the first stone cutter, while the stone mine is already laying completely full. You have still plenty of stone just from the start that you didn't use. Really does like these incredibly early stone productions for the Vikings. The mines are about to finish up, I think like around a minute later. Like the iron mine here is already working, the miner is about to come. A minute walking distance like this. Seems about right. Coal mine finished up now. Second miner walking. We see a stop-start here as well. Is bread or meat being picked up? I think these settlers that are all running from the north are probably gonna be the ones picking up the meat and the bread. We're seeing 1 sieve already on its way. Yes, it's with 3 sieves for Pralex. It's the 3 sieves that are about to carry the scythes to the grain farms. Very neat optimization. Nobody is really covering the middle in any meaningful way. You can just slip through it with the sieve very easily. And that is what the 5 sieves of evolution are supposed to be doing in this game, as it seems. Now, seeing that he already built a storage, this like early stone production makes a bit more sense, but I still think it's a little too early, as I am almost certain that he is gonna be building a mana economy, maybe just a few large temples, to produce mana and play stone to iron. Yeah, meat is being carried over bread. That's really late. I'm not quite sure if he actually did stop-start on them. And he apparently turned some geologists into... I didn't actually pay attention to if he made builders out of the geologists. We're seeing some hammers around here. He definitely turned some geologists into settlers by now. Maybe because he needed settlers, as he is currently lacking a few. Other option would be that he didn't need settlers, but instead wanted to not have that many geologists, as right now already on 5 geologists. Or like still on 5 geologists, I should say, as we have hammers laying here. Yeah, right now, yeah, definitely a settler shortage. These brought the meat and bread up there and immediately turn around to do something down here in the settlement. That's very unfortunate, but some are standing now. So it is fine. This is just not optimal, as the ores are now being picked up by settlers that come from the bottom instead of the ones that just stood here after the food. Those would have been more efficient to pick it up. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 sawmills. what he's currently about to be building. Might still be adding more, yeah, an 11th. We'll see how large the build will get. I'd like him to start maybe building a tower down here, conquering the flowers, as those are very nice to make your beekeepers slightly more efficient. Okay, the thieves are still not in action. They have scouted the fact that they could just go through, as these bowmen have no job yet. But the thieves aren't going over. Now the first grain farms of Pralex are seeding some grain. So they're gonna produce some grain very soon. I say very soon, actually it will take quite a bit till we get the first grain out of them. And we already see the bakeries being pre-placed. Houses are coming in, these are pre-placed. Waterworks, I think these are mills. Pre-placed, and then we're seeing the 2 extra farms because he wants to go to 5 farms. At least I think what he's gonna end on was the account that he played in the other matches as well. Yeah. Now we're seeing right now quite a huge difference in resources used. This mainly comes from the fact that this stone is completely unused but already produced. I say produced, it's not like he produced it, but it's also, lots of it is also just starting stone that you had at the beginning that you didn't yet use. And that starting stone that you didn't use is something that Roman already used all of it. It's very efficient at using all those starting resources you have on this map, therefore can get has really fast start. Most Roman players don't play too large builds, like they are on like 7, 8, 9 saws, somewhere in that range, with 1 toolsmith, 5 grain farms, nothing crazy, just a decently large build, and then they go into the heavy industry. Now, I said that here we're seeing second toolsmith. Pralex likes to go a little bigger, which was the reason why he got rushed by RKS. His run wasn't perfectly clean, and therefore his large build was too weak at peacetime to defend. Especially the way he played it was also how he defended, not just how well he played in the settlement building part. I am a little sad to see the beekeepers appear. These would have been slightly bit more efficient, and the 2-2. Now he's gonna do a 2-3-1. 1, I say 2-3-2, I think, or is it 2-3-3? I don't know. Yeah, it's 2-3-3. I'm pretty sure you can do like a very, like, I actually have zero clue. I'm gonna be honest, I have zero clue, because beekeepers are wacky and they produce a shit ton anyways. But like right now you're seeing they're putting down 5 hives before they're gonna get the first honey out of them. And oh, actually 6. Apparently quite a lot more than I thought, because I'm pretty sure that down here they're putting only down like 3 or 4 because they already produced the first honey. And that's just incredibly quickly. They don't put down that many, and that makes them just that tiny bit more efficient. Like the distances they're walking a little bit less. The first honey produced is gonna come out quicker, and therefore they're more efficient, and then you need less beekeepers for the same industry. Like I think these would, you would just get more mana. Not 100% sure. Probably should have a look into that, especially since I'm gonna need to practice some Vikings for the knockout stage anyways. But it's also too late now. This cast has already started. Grain farms are coming in now after the mana eco. Bread is not yet running dry, although he has the bread on the stone mine as well. I'm not quite sure. I feel like you'll have a very short bread shortage with only 3 breads, and the grain farm's only now at minute 15 coming in. On the other side, the grain farm's already produced the first bits of grain. We're already seeing the first mill come in, the second mill come in, and 3 bakeries. While these mines are similarly low on coal, as he was storing up that iron and coal and is building the second toolsmith. He is storing up the grain as well, so he can literally just go into the second mill and 4th and 5th bakery immediately, without any hesitation. And then the other grain farms come in. We are on 10 sawmills for Pralex. A little bit on the larger side. It's not crazy large, but it is a little bit larger than what most Romans do. A little bit of extra. Oh, that is a pretty late hunter. I'm pretty sure we already see the hunter over here hunting lots of animals. I mean, the meat looks fine. I guess he also isn't or like didn't build a second toolsmith, and if you don't build a second toolsmith, you don't need iron. Simple as that. We're seeing the gold smelter come in for the large temple that he needs for the stone to iron. Yeah, the hives were not microed towards the grain farms. They just picked them up and are walking over now. 4 grain farms now done at minute 17. And they're gonna... one of them also already starts working, which is quite nice. The other ones are gonna be delayed a bit further so they start their work. And yeah, bakeries... yeah, mill and bakeries already coming in. This hurts a little bit, because this is like ready way too early. They haven't even, like, they will take like 2-3 minutes, I don't exactly know how long, but they'll take a few minutes before they're actually producing the first bits of grain. And we already have all the bakeries, all the mills ready. The bread is gonna run dry beforehand. This is a very... like, the grain farms are just a bit too late for everything to run as smoothly as he wanted it to. I feel like probably best play would have been to build the beekeepers. Maybe store a little bit of honey, as I'm pretty sure 2 beekeepers on 33 is... like 33 is gonna be able to work away if you've ever stored up the honey. And if you could build like the 2 beekeepers, store a little bit of honey, build the 4 grain farms, then build this, and then build the mills and bakeries. Just slight bits of build order adjustments to make things just run that tiny bit smoother. That on Metzel, on a 40-minute peacetime, actually does quite a lot. Every minute you're quicker with things, you can produce 1 more minute of soldiers at the end of peace, like right before peacetime. That minute can be lots and lots of soldiers' advantage. Okay, so we see that another sieve started walking across. These sieves down here are not... no sieves in this area. I assume that some of the sieves probably have made their way through. I am now trying... okay. Pralex is patrolling at his tower. So definitely nothing that was stolen in that area. Trying to see if I can see a sieve anywhere. But it doesn't seem to be the case. There are technically 12 thieves on the field for evolution. And surely he doesn't have all the 12 thieves. So it's like 5 that are coming in right now. I imagine that of the initial 5 only 2 lives, and that's why it's... Yeah, he's like pulling more to the front. It's probably 10 that he made and only 2 are living in Pralex's settlement. And oh, we have 1 in the forest, which is what I was about to say. Might be that they are just hiding inside the forest. This sportsman is doing something, but not killing a thief right now. Might also just be like hiding behind a stone. You can't really see it. Interesting. Pralex is pioneering this river? Question mark? Looks like it. These 5 and these 5. Looks like exactly 10 as expected. I'm wondering if Pralex has a thief here already, because he... Actually, now Pralex has 2 thieves. Or if there's a thief in Evolution's settlement. Yeah. Not that I can see right now. Let's have a look. Pralex is building the first bits of heavy industry. With 3 storages, ore going everywhere. So he just has the ore close to the heavy industry when it finishes up. When the heavy industry finishes up, the ore is transported from the storages instead of the mines. A little bit quicker for them to start working. And yeah, we're seeing it probably like the first few finished at like 21 minutes-ish. Maybe this gold smelter's finished a little bit earlier because that one is already working for quite a bit. Like it's all the ores and it's working. But yeah, looks like a very decent heavy industry timing. Doesn't look like a rush timing, which makes sense. We have 10 sawmills. Would have been surprised if it felt like a rush timing. On the other side, Evolution is now also starting to go into the heavy industry. Has lots of stone in storage. Holy moly, that's a lot of stone in the storage. And here's one more coal mine. He's now producing the first bits of grain. And since he's producing the first bits of grain, the first bits of bread are coming in. The coal is about to be ready to go, and yeah, it looks like there's too little coal right now. But it's very tiny shortage. Like I'm pretty sure this coal mine finished up and was producing 10 coal, which kind of saved him for the time being. Would have loved to see like a storage with pickaxes here at the top. Actually, yeah, we're seeing pickaxes being carried here to the mountain. Especially if you have your toolsmith somewhere down here there. Like these pickaxes are going to be carried towards the storage. And then if a mine finishes up, the settler only has to go to this pickaxe and go there instead of from here to there. Saves quite a bit of time. Again, makes your buildings start working faster, and just a little bit more of an optimization. Has lots of these kind of little tiny things. I think Pralex has done quite a few of them so far. I haven't noticed anything where I'm like, oh, this is something I would have liked to see as well. Like we saw the scythes being carried. He did the pioneering. Actually, no, the geologists is definitely something. Geologists into settlers, into then making builders out of them. Definitely another one of these tiny details you can add into your gameplay that helps you quite a lot, and can make your round much better. Especially towards peacetime, later on in the like 1 hour timing or whatever. The numbers you had at peacetime matter. Like if you had like 100 more soldiers, you'll feel that at the 1 hour mark as well. But it's much easier to like you can still reach the same amounts later down if you just played a larger build and just roughly played well instead of doing all the tight nitpicky things in between as well. Yeah, first heavy industry is now finishing up for SF Evolution at probably around 24-minute mark. So like 3 minutes delayed. Now we have to say Viking heavy industry does work a bit quicker. he is overproducing mana, like he doesn't need all of this for the economy, so he probably has some combat spells ready for when fighting is starting. He does stop on the buildings, so the coal is already being carried and the iron bars are already being carried, which is conserve. Way too many, you don't need that many, like so many stone cutters. And the stone mine that is now running on fish, like yes, he has the stone mine still. I'm not quite sure if that is actually a mistake looking at the gold ore situation, but we also only have 2 mines with settlers. Yeah, and he puts fish on iron, like I'm pretty sure that all the fish so far went into the coal mine and the iron mine. And maybe a few fish, yeah, like one is bringing over a fish right now. Another fish there, like only a few fish are going in the gold mines. Maybe the gold mines were just standing too late as well. But like that is probably the main reason. But it definitely doesn't help that you have lots of fish used up in these other mines. Wait, this stone mine doesn't get any more fish, so this might be like a 1% fish on stone. So if you have excess fish, you get some stone out of it. If you don't have excess fish, you're not hurt. And your normal, like, heavy industry is still gonna continue running. And barracks are coming up, at least the storage is there, which is what you need and want. Same thing on the other side, we already have like roughly one storage being full, while we're only now starting to fill the storage very slowly as well. Like this still takes a while till it's like fully filled. We're seeing bowmen, so if we see some combat mana, it's not gonna be a blood rush unless he's like still gonna say like make 100 axes or something like that. We don't know that's gonna happen, but that yeah, seems to be like how many sawmills are we at actually? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So he stayed at the 10 I was talking about. This wasn't actually an 11th sawmill, it was a medium house. Slightly bigger. Didn't quite realize that. Oh, this dude has meat. You don't need fish on iron if you have 8 meat on your iron mine and 8 meat on your hunter. And does he build like... Oh, he should be building one more iron smelter as well. That one extra iron smelter would make his would make sure that the iron mine is actually being used properly. Yes, it costs you a bit more coal. It costing you a bit more coal makes you technically able to run like one. I mean, yeah, you get like less weapons, I guess, but it is very efficient. Like you do want to use the animals. You do want to use the hunter. You don't want to only do stone to iron. She already is, like, this is, I don't know, it probably isn't quite enough for peacetime. Like, if you want to make your 300 soldiers, it isn't quite enough, but he only needs to cast, like, 3-4 more times, and then he already has enough, because we already see, we have, like, 8 bars on everything here as well, so this barely needs more. It's overusing the spell quite a bit. Yeah, large temple, obviously. Already came in and actively pay attention to that. These thieves realized that there's no coming through. They aren't doing any more. We're seeing 51 thieves? Did he crush one too many houses? I say that, but I don't see like a large amount of thieves in his settlement. Ah, he already reduced them, so it was probably something where he crushed too many houses. Had to make some thieves for a tiny bit of time. Is the thief here still standing strong? He might have moved. Yeah, we're seeing one thief over there now. Does he have the barracks scouted? Barracks intel is always very nice. You can see how full of the storage is, how much is he recruiting. It's like the best place. You have like one thief over here, you get lots of information. You can walk like a little closer here and there to see the storages. Helps you a lot to figure out what's happening in the settlement. You don't have to see how many buildings he has to know exactly what the industry count is. And just kind of look at, okay, is this filling up quicker than mine? They're more already filled up, like we have 2.5 now compared to 0, because we've already soldiers produced, so 33 soldiers. You know, not too bad, not too bad. Recruiting early helps you to crush your houses early. That way, if you crush your house, you can rebuild it. You get the resources back. It's very resource efficient. And yeah, just recruiting early isn't as bad as many people think. Many people want to like save their building materials, build their houses later for the like closer to peacetime. Get like 1 or 2 more weaponsmiths running, a little bit more. Little quicker, but in the end, if you like have lots of settlers, you can just recruit them, rebuild a house very resource efficient, and then you can just like go into your next steps a little quicker as you're just constantly playing a little bit more efficiently, and you're not gonna need that many houses all of a sudden right before peacetime when you want to recruit everything. With how much is being recruited, it anyways is kind of the case that you can't recruit everything right in front of peacetime. People are trying to get to 300 plus soldiers. You have to start recruiting early enough to actually get those soldiers out. You can't just store all of that in storages and start like 1 minute before peacetime. That just won't work. Okay, I was a little stupid. Evolution just took the gold in the middle. That's why he had had 50 thieves. He had just 40 thieves that were taking the gold. One of them idling and being lazy. He still has like lots of thieves in the middle that don't have a job. And I'm not sure if it's actually 2, but we definitely know about the 1 thief that has either moved or died. Kills wise, we already know that 3 thieves have died from evolution to Pralex's soldiers. Yeah, just by a quick scan, I'm not exactly able to see how many thieves we have inside this settlement. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 weaponsmiths. Solid number. Probably has the right amount of gold smelters. I do not know, and I'm not gonna count those. Again, so what do we have here? 2, 4, 6, 8. About to be 10 weaponsmiths. That's definitely... I think it's relatively even in terms of weapon production. I think it's slightly favored for the Viking because the weaponsmiths of the Vikings are quite a bit faster than the ones of the Romans. I think I'm not quite sure if like 10 to 12 is like exactly the same or who has a little bit more of a production, but I think the Viking has. It's putting more gold smelters there. We have the second iron smelter, which I like to see. Actually, third. Yeah, with this one as well. With 3. And yeah, this build is relatively standard. You can argue that stone to iron isn't like fully standard. I think he probably overused it already. You can hunt so incredibly well on this map. He still has 8 meat on his hunter and he built a second hunter. You can hunt so many animals on this map that you can try to have like more like 2-3 iron mines running with the hunters and a little bit of fish maybe, but mostly the hunters. And then you can use those to keep your heavy industry run to like the most degree. But you can also use a little bit of stone to iron to keep like your 4 or 5 initial weaponsmiths. Get those out a bit quicker and get into the production quicker. Also make sure that always iron bars are available. There's never a moment where your iron smelters didn't finish quick enough or anything like that. And yeah, just get out of stone to iron relatively quickly and get some combat mana. Stone Tyrant does get expensive quite quickly. Like, in the end, you are just saving... Like, you're using stone, which isn't that expensive, but you're using mana to make... you're using mana to just make a few coal and iron and save an iron smelter. It's not that crazy, and mana can literally freeze units which then don't fight, and if they don't fight, you can get quite good trades. At the beginning though, it's definitely 100% worth it. You should use it. I just feel like that evolution might be overusing it a little bit. Especially since this is all incredibly efficient what these hunters are able to do. We already have... Oh, we now have... Both of them have started producing soldiers. Both of them are at roughly the same amount. With Pralex still having like a storage to recruit. Or also pulled a bit ahead. So Pralex will presumably have the stronger peacetime in terms of soldiers, but he might as well have a worse peacetime in terms of combat mana. And if combat mana comes into the equation, then the 30 soldiers more might just not be enough. Doesn't have to be, also depends on combat line, who's attacking, where they're fighting, all that sort of things. Combat power can play a role as well. Right now we have like 105 to 98, 89, which is due to resources used in the buildings. What's it called? Brain. Function, please. What did I want to say? Yeah, we don't have any beautifications yet. And because we only see 10 souls, which I think for a Viking, you can't really play too large, because getting sawmills running takes more time than getting stonecutters running, and Roman needs more stonecutters than the Viking, and less sawmills than the Viking for the same amount of resources. So it is a little bit like you can't go to as much economy as a Roman if you want to have the same soldiers at peacetime, but I think 10 is more on the smaller side of things. You definitely could go larger if you wanted to, but with this you should be able to get quite a good peacetime result. And I mean, right now I think it's gonna be above 200. Oh, this hurts a bit. Lots of weapons ready, not lots of gold ready, as it seems to still be the gold. Actually, the gold is laying behind the other building. So I literally have zero intel about the gold amount. Or gold ore amount on these gold smelters, but it doesn't seem to be that large. It seems like he had another gold mine shortage, basically. Just didn't build enough gold mines. Like right now we're seeing that 2 more of them don't yet have miners. Would need them. And he also already got the 40 gold bars from the middle. Can't be getting those. I'm actually very curious. This looks very standard. Let's see. I think for both of them, it's pretty like they might end up in like a decider bracket at the end of this. If like the person that wins will be standing 3-2, and for the next stage, the best 32 continue into the next. The best 32 out of this stage are going to continue into the knockout stage, and the best 32 are gonna be all the people that are standing 5-0, all the people that are standing 4-0, and most of the people, but not all of the people that are standing 3-2 at the end. And the ones that won't be able to continue into the knockout stage are the ones that don't have a high enough Buchholzwert. Buchholz is German-ish name. Like it's also called that way in English, but the word afterward is not correct. Buchholz score. depending on your Buchholz score, you can continue into the next stage or not. If you have a high enough one, you can. Like the lowest 8, or I think 8, 9, somewhere around that, people won't be able to continue. And right now, if we look at the Buchholz scores of these two people, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure what their numbers are, but they both could like just barely be in like a decider bracket where it's like, oh, we have like one more spot, but 8 people share the same amount of the same score, so like I say 8, but like a number of people share the same score and might be fighting around it. Might be some stuff like that, so like they might still get into that kind of bracket, but they, if they win, have pretty rough time actually continuing into the knockout stage. So this is a match to see. Oh wait, peacetime is over. We were at peacetime. Let me look at this. Okay, we're at peacetime. We're at 249 soldiers against 198 soldiers. Right now we're 42 mana on evolution side, which isn't that much combat mana. And there are 0 iron bars at the storages. So he doesn't have an economy that is going to continue running. Like he would need to use another spell, I think, to keep this running. He has now 4 iron mines. I'm not quite sure if it's enough. I think a 5th one would be needed to actually keep everything running with a few more iron smelters. Yeah, overall, yeah, combat power isn't there, so this looks like Harvey wants to do something at peacetime. Played stone to iron for the peacetime. He also has like plenty of weapons still in storage. We check that number. Oh wait, I forgot to put these again. Is playing as the white. Then we have that. Oh shit! Wait, there's actually smelt the snow. I'm gonna keep this on screen while I change this. We have Pralex against. Oh no, as teal Roman. Okay, now that's correct. And I was looking at weapon scores because we have like, yeah, we have like 75 weapons and only 45. So it's like both of like if both of them would produce it, it would be like only 40 soldier advantage for Pralex. Still a soldier advantage. I find it funny that Pralex is now just going. Pralex was the person that was attacked, but Pralex then was the person that actually stayed to be aggressive. Not many units have fallen so far. Very relaxed. I have the music twice now. And they are just preparing for a fight. This so far, no matter who would go forward, they would have a bad combat line. Pralex does have the mana to smelt snow once, I'm pretty sure. I don't think, yeah, like I mean you only have 21. But he placed a few more temples. Yep. A few more. If they finish up, he should have enough mana to smelt some snow there, some snow there, some snow there, and then he has definitely a good combat line. Evolution also has that mana available. Might want to save it up for some stone to iron, but apparently the stone isn't coming in, as this stone field is pretty much dead. The stone mine is running on fish, so it's not running the best. A few snacks for Pralex. Then Evolution realizes that Pralex is standing inside the snow with a few units and can get a free trade. Why is that priest at the front? Evolution could have fought a little longer there. They both are only on 107 combat power. Interesting. I do not know why Evolution would go down with these soldiers. I guess if you expect your enemy to not have... This was also a good fight, just stay. If you don't expect your enemy to have mana available to smell snow, you can do a play where you move some soldiers around, move them here, smell some snow here, 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 and then you have like a concave on the enemy that is standing inside the snow. Lots of plays possible. I am curious now, do we see we are seeing a shipyard. I have noticed that quite late. Shipyard on both sides. Warship on the left for Pralex, while on the right we're seeing only ferries being built, which I find very odd. At least you should build at least one warship, in my opinion, just to make sure that the enemy can't just come in with one warship and kill all your ferries. Okay, one single Roman bowman is gonna die apparently. And a few swordsmen are coming in for evolution. I think evolution is now gonna try to be a little bit more creative about this. Less soldiers. Horrible line, like honestly, like if... I mean, you'd be quick enough to stand there and... Ooh, Pralex is pulling back as he sees these bowmen down here, expecting an attack from there. He doesn't have lots of vision on these units. These are now checking if the reinforcements are coming, which they aren't, he doesn't know. But if Pralex is a little scared as he just saw these units and saw that he got attacked by them. Right now the units, the soldier advantage is rising for Pralex by quite a lot, and evolution now managed to fix his gold to weapon ratio. Could recruit all the soldiers, but I think he has a lack of settlers. I mean, there are lots of houses, yeah, producing. He might have had a lack of settlers just a bit ago. We see like quite a lot of soldiers being produced as well. We see some swords are now going over to the ferries. Oh, the warship is finished. Does he make some saboteurs? Oh, you see some pickaxes? I don't think I see any saboteur swords these ferries, so... not a play like that is gonna happen. Now Pralex is moving down here onto the open, following these rather few bowmen. Evolution now going through the snow. Like, you want to do some action here? Actually. We see a castle. If this wasn't a castle, you could have done something. Could have done something funny, try to pull his army out of position, then use these bowmen to place yourself in between there, take a horrendous fight, like it'd be completely disgusting, you had no chance of winning, and then come in with some swords from the ship, or honestly just come in with the swords from here. Like if you already cut the main army from the towers, like from the castle, you can already just take it. This fight right now is still okay. Never mind. Pralex already has 119 combat power. This fight is horrible. You have the exact same combat line for both players. One with better combat power than the other. One with medics and the other doesn't. Yeah. Now evolution wants to take strengthen his combat line. Gonna pull some units around there. Down here, like this, is a huge play. Actually, the amount of bowmen that are following him are much more than he has bowmen down there. So that's quite a huge play. Issue is, against this amount of medics, plus the one shield that he used, 2 shields, you just don't win with only 113 combat power against 119. You just can't win. He is melting the snow. He is getting quite a good combat line, but the enemy doesn't really have the worst combat line. We're seeing in the kill count already that the kill count is an advantage of Pralex. Oh, that freeze hurt. Oh, freezing the backline, really, it really isn't it? The first freeze was amazing. That was a pretty clean line, just the first few units. But the second freeze would have been way better placed, like somewhere down here, freezing some more units that are actually fighting. These are slowly but surely also dying, which I'm a little bit surprised. And these are now gonna cut the reinforcements. And this fight isn't going well enough for evolution. This ship comes in a little late. It won't really achieve much. The fight, honestly, combat line, not bad. Medics, combat power is carrying for Pralex. If the combat power was even, I think Evolution might have won this because he just has such a good combat line and yeah, pulled so many units out of position. I don't think you should engage. Yeah, he realizes he can't engage that. This fight is going relatively well. I think he's should be taking a few of these free kills while they're running away. But don't follow too much and turn around and sandwich this army. Your army in the front will now get sandwiched by Pralex. And you have to kind of keep this away. But this is now actually coming in and just gonna sway it in Pralex's favor. There is no way this is gonna survive in any meaningful way. Yeah, combat power was a huge issue here. We are seeing 117. Doesn't even build beautifications at all, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's so sad. Beautifications really would have been needed to get the 119 for himself. You're playing against 126 by now. I think Pralex probably built a few beautifications. I also saw those swords, by the way. I'm gonna look at them in a second. Actually, no, there's 0 beautifications. I don't think Pralex has noticed these swords, but you also have a cast. Okay, Pralex did now notice these swords. You realize he's winning the fight. He doesn't need to pull in more. Cleaned up the units. He's pulling all his bowmen back, or like most of them back. I think this probably is enough. As these are gonna run through the barracks. They're gonna kind of get stuck on these, especially if they're fighting. And then you have a castle. A castle takes ages to be conquered. There's 6 tier 3 swordsmen in there and 6 tier 3 bowmen. So this just won't happen. Yeah, the swordsmen are just fighting the units on the barracks. They aren't even going to the castle. And yeah, the bowmen that Pralex pulled back are already going back to the front, as the medics do. And this is gonna be pretty much GG's. I love the fact that, yeah, Evolution calls GG. I love the fact that he built warships, didn't use them whatsoever on Pralex's side. Yeah, well played by Pralex, pretty much on every level. I think the only thing that Evolution did significantly better and almost made him like win the game, or at least give him quite a good chance, was his move down here with a few bowmen to make Pralex follow him with more bowmen, making him able, like making Evolution able to take a really good fight here. Now, if you had combat power, I'm almost certain he would have won that fight like more, like just better. Like he would have won the fight quicker, he would have won the fight also for sure, and then could have turned around with these units and actually kill them, and would have had an amazing fight, and would have been amazing soldier movement. Overall, just more soldiers on Pralex's side, and Evolution would have had to pull off something like that to win the game. And GG's. Pralex is now standing 3-2. Might have a chance to get into the knockout stage and continue playing there. But he definitely did do the first step. Now it's just about Buchholz score, and we have to see how that will go, if it's gonna be playing against them or in his favor. I don't have any numbers right now. We'll see at the end of the round how that went. So let's have a look. They're probably in an interview. I'll translate stuff again and make them a little quieter, so you can hear them in the background. Yeah, the classic.
Auch aus dem Toni aus. Alex hatte im Chat aber gesagt, das hätte mit deinem Buch jetzt wahrscheinlich sowieso
Ich hab gehört,
gereicht.
genau, dass ich draußen bin.
Ja. Hast aber noch mal eine gute Runde hingelegt. Möchtest du noch irgendwas zu deiner Runde sagen? Lief irgendwas besonders gut,
Nee,
irgendwas besonders schlecht?
Aber ich denke, lief ganz gut.
Okay, so it was just said that Evolution was out anyways, apparently. His Buchholz score was too bad anyways.
Das Dreifache hätte es vielleicht gereicht, aber...
Ja, keine Ahnung, ich hatte 3 Fähren, aber
ja.
kein Solis für. War alles, alles so ein bisschen halbherzig ausgeführt.
Yeah, so Evolution...
die Burg muss man auch erstmal besiegen, ne?
Evolution wasn't playing
hätte ich dann
too well.
wäre die Burg ganz schnell weg, also so ist es ja nicht.
Ach, ja,
Aber
okay.
den habe ich natürlich auch nicht mitgehabt.
Oder Axtkämpfer, ne? Also
das ist
auch
an sich kein
Yeah,
Problem.
they're talking that the castle wouldn't actually be the best defense.
Ja,
As a priest could have used Thor's hammer to destroy it, or some Exorius could destroy it too. So it's not the safest
Ich
thing.
hatte extra oberhalb von den Kasernen noch 3 mittlere Türme geplaced, aber die habe ich bis zum Schluss nicht gebaut. Total drauf vergessen.
Ja, krass.
Die haben quasi die...
Pralex kind of forgot about that. He actually had planned some large towers at the top that he pre-placed, but he just forgot to build. Overall...
Die Schwerindustrie waren wir jetzt gleich auf, ne? Du hast halt deutlich mehr produziert, aber das, was steht,
war
echt even.
Bei Pralex stand es halt schneller, ne?
Ja.
Yeah, they're talking about the fact that Pralex, like their heavy industry was pretty much the same from the output wise, but Pralex heavy industry was standing a bit earlier.
Was ich bei dir ein bisschen bemängelt
And
habe,
therefore,
Ivo, war deine
his
Fischer,
weapon count
dass
was
du keine
just better.
frühe Goldmine gesetzt hast, die schon ein bisschen vorarbeitet. Weil du hattest eine ganze Weile zu PT, warst du auch Pralex ebenbürtig, Waffencount technisch. Also du warst, glaube ich, sogar leicht vorne, hätte ich geschätzt. Hattest aber nicht das Gold, um das auch in Level 3 Soldaten umzusetzen.
Ja,
muss ich ganz kurz korrigieren. Ich hatte 30 Waffen mehr, weil ich habe den Save von der PT schon geladen.
Ja? Okay.
Ja.
Ich hab geguckt, was
Showtime was talking about the fact that it was a little sad that Evolution wasn't placing an early gold mine to get like gold already for the gold smelters that were finishing up.
Ich glaube 20 oder 40 Soldaten aus.
Didn't quite notice that. Yeah.
60?
260 gegen 200.
Okay. Dann vielleicht doch ein bisschen mehr. Naja,
Yeah, we're just talking about the facts right now. How many numbers? Because the castle was taking it slightly wrong.
Ich glaube, ihr wart beide auf dem Weg, den 107er zu kriegen. Von daher,
naja.
Pralex, was möchtest du noch irgendwas zu deinem Bild anmerken?
Naja, ich glaube, ganz gut durchgespielt, durchgebaut.
Okay, Pralex is pretty happy about he played. Nothing he really has to mention.
Das mit der Steinmine, dass das Brot halt da ein bisschen aufgesaugt wurde für nix. Aber das war, sonst glaube ich...
Used a little bit of too much bread for a stone mine apparently.
Goldbahn in der Mitte nicht bekommen
Didn't notice it actively.
Die hat sich Evo geholt, als gerade mein Tempel, glaube ich, gerade gebaut wurde.
Aha.
Ja, der ist fertig geworden, dann ist Evo reingelaufen.
Pralex was a little sad that he didn't get the gold bars because Evolution was
alles rauszudrücken.
Getting them like right at the moment when the Evolution was taking the gold bars. Pralex's temple was finishing up.
Aber sonst eigentlich ganz zufrieden gewesen.
Didn't have quite enough gold to recruit everything.
Ja, kannst du auch. Das sah sehr, sehr solide aus.
Solid round overall by Pralex.
Gut, wenn keiner mehr was zu sagen hat, ich habe jetzt auch nichts mehr.
If you have any questions from chat,
würde ich an der Stelle
you can mention them.
Den Stream beenden. Ist auch gerade kein Spiel, was jetzt direkt im Anschluss laufen würde. Erst heute Abend wieder. Ich guck mal eben.
Yeah. They are not talking about the other stuff. GG's.
vs. Revenge 19:30. Noch kein Streamer eingetragen. Hab ich wahrscheinlich keine Zeit, aber...
So, I'll do my own thing now. yeah, there are gonna be a few streams with other people on these coming days of this last round. I will almost 100% sure not cast another match. I'm quite busy with quite a few things at like the times that these matches happen. This was like a match very early in the day, so I was actually able to do it. But in the evenings when most matches happen, I just literally don't have time right now, so I won't be able to cast more. Maybe, but it will be very spontaneous. No heads up. Other streams will be in German. You can have a look at the Discord to see exactly when, and maybe if it's updated. No, it's not. It sometimes is. Sometimes the website is updated, not right now, so that doesn't help. Yeah. If you like this, want to see more in the future, consider donating to this. Only still getting some money for the trophy. Probably gonna have the trophy for the next draw in, actually, I don't know. Would be nice if we had it. I don't think the people that are trying to get that have done enough that will actually happen. But yeah, that's what I can say. Anything else? I think I'm actually quite done with talking about stuff. Yeah, if you're like, I will be later on with the stream, but that is not Settlers 4 related. That will be It Takes Two. Other than that, I'm wishing you all a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching, and hope you tune in the knockout stage at the beginning of 2026. The championship, we're finding out the best player of 2025, basically, but it's finishing the beginning of 2026. The hindsight best of 2025, basically. Knockout stage will be HGHG. Beginning of next year, I think it starts at like 6th of January, something like that. I'll be casting some of the matches again. I'm gonna try to cast as many as possible, maybe not of the first round. The first round is best 32 players, there will be lots of matches. So maybe not that round, but after that I'm gonna try to cast as many matches as possible. Just to cover as many matches as possible in English. And yes, thank you all for watching. Hope you had a great time. Until then, bye bye.